What's up guys, I'm JacobTSuggs and welcome back to another video. And I'm gonna say exactly what I always say whenever I do a music-based video. And I know that I talk a lot about films here on this channel, but music inspires me just as much. And I feel like what I'm going to be talking about today specifically is going to be really interesting for you guys. So unless you've been living under a rock, then you're probably familiar with the band The Beatles. They're one of the most influential bands of all time, and their music has captivated listeners for years now. The band released a total of 12 albums before breaking up in 1970. However, what if there was another album? One that most people have never heard of, have never listened to, and one that was never released to the public. This is Everyday Chemistry, a Beatles album that never was, or was it? Everyday Chemistry is an album by the Beatles that consists of 11 tracks. Now, for obvious copyright reasons, I can't play them here or else YouTube will smite me, so instead I'll just leave a link down in the description below if you want to give the entire album a listen. And yeah, the album is here available on YouTube, so if you want to give it a listen, you can give it a listen here. But better question, why does this album exist? And better yet, how does it exist? On September 9th, 2009, the album Everyday Chemistry was made available for download on a website called thebeatlesneverbroakeup.com. Although the website doesn't exist anymore, at the time visiting the link would greet you with a digital download of the album, as well as information about the album itself. The site was owned by an anonymous person who simply went by the name of James Richards, and on the website, he talked about how he came into possession of Everyday Chemistry. Keep in mind that this does get a bit far-fetched as we go into the story behind the album, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Just hear me out for a second. Supposedly, he was driving down a long road with his dog when they stopped to take a break nearby a canyon. However, when James's dog completely ran away and James went to go chase after it, he fell and was knocked unconscious. When he woke up, James was in the home of a man named Jonas, who claimed that he found him not too far from his home. But this was impossible because James was in the middle of nowhere. Right? Well, not exactly. Apparently Jonas claimed to be from a parallel universe, and this one was similar to ours but had a few minor differences, which one of the differences was ketchup being purple instead of red. So that's a minor fact, I guess. Jonas and James talked for a long while and eventually ended up talking about their love for the Beatles and how they both just loved the band. But that leads into another big difference. In Jonas's universe, the Beatles never broke up and recorded a 13th album in the 1970s, followed by many more. And before leaving to go back to his original timeline, James stole a cassette tape containing Everyday Chemistry and released it online not too long after returning. James also denied that the album was a collection of remixes and mashups of the band members' solo work going forward, and also claimed that although the Beatles hadn't broken up, that didn't mean that their future music ideas just vanished or went away. So, what do I think about all of this? Well, I think that it's a pretty incredible album consisting of remixes, despite what James claims, and provides an accurate representation of what a 70s Beatles album probably would have sounded like. It's a really cool what-if project that I think gained traction and was boosted by this really bizarre fictional story that accompanied it. The only truly mysterious thing that stems from all of this is actually just one thing. James Richards. Who is this guy? And after releasing Everyday Chemistry online, he was never heard of again. But other than that, it's not hard to figure out what this album really is, and personally, I just think it's a really cool tribute to the band's work and what could have been going forward if, time was different. Everyday Chemistry is simply just a mashup album consisting of really great remixes that sample other songs. And like I said, if you want to give it a listen, and I think that you absolutely should, especially if you're a huge Beatles fan, link will be down in the description below. That all being said, are you a Beatles fan, and have you ever heard of Everyday Chemistry? And if so, what do you think about it? Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, I'm Frame by Frame. Remember the name, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.